Mr. K. Sardonicus. Welcome to my Vault of Horror. To all of the people that are already subscribed to me, welcome back. And to all of you that are new out there, welcome. And I hope that you enjoy your stay for a moment. Today, we're going to be doing a new ongoing series that I plan on doing. We're doing a part 1 this time. And in the near future, we'll do a part 2. This is my best modern horror films within the last 10 years. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends so my videos can get out there more. And eventually we'll be doing some requests, and I'll cover a whole bunch of new stuff. This year's going to be huge, so just be prepared for that. Now, let's get to number 10.
What is it you pray for?
Now, number 10 is very special to me because I've been waiting for a good entry in this franchise for a long time. And in 2022, we actually got a good entry in the franchise again. This is the Hellraiser reboot from 2022 that was exclusively on Hulu. This was such a fantastic and refreshing take on the Hellraiser franchise. And despite Doug Bradley being the best Pinhead out there, Jamie Clayton did her job well as doing a more book-accurate version of the Hell Priest, also known as Pinhead. And also, there's plenty of gore, plenty of Cenobites. There's amazing psychological horror. The characters are interesting. The villain is absolutely insane. And it feels like something that just deserves another movie. It deserves a sequel, and I hope eventually we get that. Now, number 9 is a film from 2015. And this film actually kind of freaked me out a little bit because I have sphexophobia, which is a fear of bees, wasps, and hornets. So, this film is called Stung. And it's literally about mutant wasps that crash a party. And they're the size of fucking coffee tables. And they fuse with human bodies, too. It's crazy. And it was a great creature feature with great practical effects. And I seriously think this is one of the most underrated creature features out there. And I seriously believe that it's one of the best creature features out there. And definitely one of the best killer bug movies out there. Now, number 8 is one of the horror anthologies that I decided to put on this list for part 1. This is 2019's The Mortuary Collection. And let me just tell you, this is another Shudder exclusive that is an absolute fucking banger. And I think that this is like an absolute treasure. Every story is great. Literally, Clancy Brown is creepy as hell as always when he plays horror characters. And, you know, the wraparound story has a good twist to it that really kicks ass. You know, when you got a variety of different types of horror subgenres in this horror anthology. Body horror, ghosts, psychological horror, serial killers. You get it all, and it's really fucking good. I definitely recommend it.
Damn place just wakes up! And it demands new blood!
Now, my cat wanted to join me for this one. It'd be number 7 is a really underrated 2015 paranormal film that stars the return of a horror icon. Her name is Barbara Crampton, and this film is called We Are Still Here. It is absolutely horrifying and one of the best haunted house films I've seen in years. And, you know, Barbara Crampton proves yet again that her acting is superb, and she's perfect in the roles that she is cast in. And the atmosphere in this film, the effects, the ghosts, it's all superb. And not a lot of people talk about this film. And I think that it's definitely one you should check out. Now at number 6, this is the other horror anthology that I'm going to acknowledge today. And this one came out in 2024 and is the newest entry in the VHS franchise. This is the sci-fi horror romp VHS Beyond. I'm telling you, this movie is literally its perfection. Every single story is really fucking good. You have really unique, like, science fiction horror and aliens of all kinds. I love it. I love it. And I actually love the VHS franchise, and I love what Shudder's been able to do for the last couple of years with this franchise. VHS Beyond is literally solid throughout the entirety of it. And it's still on Shudder, so I definitely recommend checking it out.
You should say it.
Candyman.
Say his name.
Candyman! Number 5 is a fantastic legacy sequel. People at first thought this was a remake of this classic 90s film franchise. And no, it's a legacy sequel to the first film. This is Candyman 2021. This film is so fucking good. And it has perfect casting. It's directed by Nia DaCosta and produced by Jordan Peele, which they did a fantastic job with this film. And I didn't know what was going to happen really much going in, but once it connects to the first film, yeah, it's definitely a legacy sequel. And you get to see Tony Todd as Candyman again. I won't say when, but it's a definitely good fucking payoff. And they expanded the lore on Candyman to a point that it feels like its own thing instead of an adaptation of Clive Barker's short story. I definitely recommend Candyman 2021 if you're looking for a good legacy sequel. At number 4, we have our first Stephen King adaptation on this series. And this was a huge hit for everyone and did justice to both the Stanley Kubrick film and Stephen King's work. And this is Dr. Sleep from 2019. Holy shit. I was not expecting this film to be as good as it was. And man, it was perfection from beginning to end. And, you know, it was literally such a joy being able to see this in theaters with my mom, who is a huge Stephen King and horror fan, by the way. So we were both excited to see this in the theater, and man, was it a trip. I seriously think this is just as good as the book that came before it. And I seriously think that if you haven't seen this, and you like The Shining, you need to see Dr. Sleep.
It's not real. 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 real. That's not real. Who said that?
At number 3, we have a prequel. And it's an awesome prequel to another well-known movie franchise. It's been around for a long time. However, this franchise has not really been known to be all that good. And only the first film has been known to be actually decent, besides maybe the short-lived TV series that came on years ago. This is The First Omen that came out last year in 2024. It is such a refreshing movie, and I seriously think that it was the biggest surprise for me last year, because I was expecting this to be crap, but it wasn't. It's literally one of the best horror prequels that I have ever fucking seen in my life. So many effective moments, so many great scares, and it does justice to the original film in so many different ways. If you haven't seen this, it's on Hulu, and I definitely recommend watching this.
待会儿见了啊！
At number 2, we have by far my favorite Taiwanese horror film and literally my favorite modern zombie film, The Sadness. This film takes the concept of the comic book Crossed and makes it into like a pandemic romp that is absolutely gory, bloody, twisted as fuck, and these zombies do not fuck around. It's a different take on the zombie, and I love the take that it has. I was literally gripping the edge of my seat from beginning to fucking end. This is one of the best modern horror films I've ever seen, and I definitely recommend checking this out because it's on Shudder still, and I do plan on eventually getting it on Blu-ray. It costs a lot of money, but it's going to be worth it in the end, and I definitely recommend The Sadness.
Los tiempos de la fe se terminan rápido.
And number 1 is an Argentinian possession horror film, When Evil Lurks. This film saved me from ending up having my last horror film that I ever saw in 2023 be The Exorcist Believer, because that film is so fucking shit. And When Evil Lurks is actually the best possession movie we've seen in years. The fact that one film literally derailed a sequel, a legacy sequel, to a classic possession film baffles me. When Evil Lurks made more money than The Exorcist Believer did, and was in movie theaters for a less amount of time than The Exorcist Believer. I believe that When Evil Lurks literally had brought fresh air to the possession horror film genre. This was so fucking good. And, I don't think that I've been scared more when it comes to a horror film in such a long time. I definitely think that When Evil Lurks is out there to be the best possession horror film in the last, I'd say, decade. Because, man, is it so good. And, look, it has subtitles, but who cares? It's still good. The story is so good. And you'll get into the subtitles. I promise you. If there is a horror movie that you need to see with subtitles, it's this one. And maybe it'll end up being your introduction. You might end up loving foreign films that are not dubbed by the end of watching When Evil Lurks. I'm telling you, it's so good. I definitely recommend it. And that's it. Those are 10 for part 1 of my best modern horror films of the last 10 years. Let me know in the comments what you think of this list. Don't worry, there will be a part 2, a part 3, a part 4. This is going to be an ongoing series. And like I said, this is going to be for within the last 10 years. So 2015 to this year, there will be movies that will be on this series eventually. I promise you. And just share, like, subscribe to this channel. I definitely recommend checking out this channel. I'm trying to get to over 100 subs by the end of the springtime. I've got so much stuff in store for this channel, I promise you. And, it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to share my experiences this year with all of you. So anyways, until next time, see ya.